Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, and I'm back this time with my review of the Batman Unlimited series Arkham Origins Deathstroke figure. Now, get a good look at him here in the packaging. As I said in my Batman review, these guys just kind of popped up online. There were no pre-orders on any sites. You know, I thought the Batman Unlimited line was done. All of a sudden, they show up. So, very nice surprise. As you can see here, Deathstroke is very nicely loaded out with weapons. A staff, a sword, a handgun, and a rifle. It does appear, not having them out of package yet, that the staff and the rifle are reuses from previous Mattel Deathstroke figures. But still a very nice looking figure. On the back of the packaging here, he's got a little read up that says, Slade Wilson underwent an experimental treatment that gave him enhanced senses, agility, and strength. Never failing to fulfill a contract, he became the ruthless mercenary known as Deathstroke. A master tactician, he can anticipate opponents' moves, deftly intercept their attacks, and strike them down, all without breaking a sweat. Combined with his mastery of guns and proficiency with a sword, Deathstroke is a formidable opponent for the Dark Knight. Well, that's kind of disappointing. I was hoping for a little bit more of a read-up about his segment of the game, but oh well. You know, at the time of making this review, the game is actually a week to the day before its release. Can't wait to get it. But a fantastic looking figure. Let's open him up. So here we have Mattel's Arkham Origins Deathstroke out of the packaging. And he's all geared up. Now, I gotta admit, the figure alone is very impressive, very nicely detailed, very well painted. The accessories are a bit of a letdown. Now the rifle's just fine. I'll get a comparison to the DC Universe Classics Deathstroke so we can tell if these are actually reuses or if they're new sculpts. Because the staff and the rifle are fine. The gun, not so much. Now, they do have a little attachment where you can clip it onto a side here. No holster, just a little clip. Here's a problem. They sculpted the clip onto the gun. So if you want him to actually hold the gun, which he can do, you're going to be wondering what this giant part is sticking off the side of it. So that's a bit of a letdown. So that gun is pretty much no good for displays now. Now, the sword on his back, it looks very nice in the sheath, but I don't know, to me this looks way too small. I mean, the sheath makes it look massive. It's got a tiny little indent up there for it. You pull it out, and it is, I'll even say it's nicely detailed. You can see a little etching on the hilt. It's too small for him to hold on top of everything. I mean, either hand you put it in, you can kind of get it to rest in there, but, I mean, not well. So, I mean, that was really the pose I wanted with Batman and Deathstroke being the first two figures Mattel had made, and maybe the only figures they're making from the 6-inch line, was, you know, Batman kind of catching the sword with his gauntlets, but nope. So, you know, two accessories that pretty much amount to display pieces, which, you know, is what I'm buying the toy for, but I would have liked to have been able to use these in the display, if I can find how to clip this right back on. And to their credit, in their holsters and sheaths, no real issue. They look just fine. Now, as I've already said, Deathstroke on his own is a beautiful looking figure. No real paint error or anything. Zoomed in a little too close. You can see he's got the eye leering at you from behind the mask. Very nice paintwork on his armor. You can see lots of little gadgets and little interlocking pieces. Love it. Let's get the back of this guy. Loving how they did the back of his mask. I know from the gameplay we've already seen Deathstroke gets his mask pulled off in the actual fight. So I'm curious as to whether DC Direct, who's doing their own version of this guy, will, or Mattel will give us an unmasked version of him. But as far as his articulation, Deathstroke has surprisingly free movement at the head. Watch his band. Oh, damn it. Oh, wait. Okay, thank God. Those are on a peg. I was about to be pissed. Okay, so the little bandana pulls off to allow a completely free range of movement at the head, which is very nice. Arms go out to here, a bit hindered by the shoulder pads, but not by much. Do a full 360. Bend and spin at the elbow, although, once again, due to the armor design, his arms only go up to about here. Wrist spin, and I don't think they have a hinge, but if they did, it would be hindered by the armor. As far as his articulation on his chest, no ab crunch, completely sacrificed for his armor. That's kind of a disappointment for Mattel. Does full 360 at the waist. Legs go forward. Don't really go back at all. This one, nope. No back. Go out to here. No quadricep joint. Bend at the knee, single joint. Spin at the ankle. And the ankle has a rather nice range of movement, as you can see there. So, they actually sacrificed a lot more articulation than you can tell. I mean, once you really start fiddling around with them. So, before we go on any further, where did I put that guy at? This is the way back DC Universe Classics Wave 3 Deathstroke. Which honestly, well, his head's too different. I was about to say I could just pop the head off and have a unmasked Arkham Origins Deathstroke. The rifle looks like it's been tweaked, although it may have been based off the same sculpt. Oh, his staff fella, that's wonderful. Actually, I don't think this guy got any of the same weapons. I mean, they look similar, but they've all been at least, you know, minorly upgraded. Although I might actually steal your sword. No, it's too thick. No. I'll find another sword for this guy. So, just a little comparison in there. Sorry, lost the staff, had no clue. Now I've got to go on a desperate search through my display to find where that thing fell off. So at the end of the day, I got this guy on Amazon. Like I said, he popped up, I grabbed him. 15 bucks. DC Direct has a Deathstroke coming out supposedly before the end of the year. Knowing DC Direct shipping date's probably going to be early January. Now, obviously, having just bought this guy, there's good and bad about him. You know, he looks beautiful, straight up. You know, for a Mattel product, you know, surprisingly little paint error. And, you know, some of the accessories are quality. Some of the accessories really are a letdown. A little bit of sacrifice in the articulation, although granted, that's for the way he looks. So overall, as an Arkham Origins fan, well, haven't played the game yet, but as a Batman fan in general, I like the figure. There are things that could have been better about him. You know, maybe you were one of the people who want to wait and see if the Deathstroke from DC Direct will be a little bit better. Personally, I'm buying both, and I'll do a comparison when I get the DC Direct one. But other than that, this is JTrain997, and I'll see you soon, YouTube.